Welcome to Good Day LA at 8. I'm Jen Lammers.
Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Bobby Castro. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be covering this morning. 2 bodies are found inside a Chatsworth home. What police are now saying about the man and the woman.
A police officer shot and killed a man in Pasadena. That officer was also injured in the shooting. We have Mario Ramirez live there with the latest.
And we are following the latest with regards to the Middle East, rising tensions there as U.S. and Israeli strikes target Iran. But how is Iran fighting back? A live report is coming up. Let's get to Marie with a look at the forecast.
Yeah, let's talk about our very pleasant weather conditions here, actually. Today, we've got just some patchy clouds, maybe a little bit of fog still lingering along our coastline. Otherwise, we've got some sunshine, and temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit. We're still in the 50s, 57 in Santa Ana, 54 in Corona. Good morning to you. Santa Clarita, 41 degrees, 48 in Oxnard to that 59 Santa Monica, 32 in Big Bear to the 66 in Palm Springs. We've got some winds. It'll be breezy, but no wind advisories. And in fact, we do expect another round of gustier winds tomorrow into Thursday, and we'll wait and see if those wind advisories pop back up. Anyway, it'll still be breezy up through parts of the mountains. 72 in the high desert, 86 in the Palm Springs area in the low desert. Temperatures will get to those low 70s for downtown LA, which is still above the average. 82 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, to the upper 60s near the coast. I'll show you the extended outlook. Talk about the chance for rain next, coming up in just a few moments. But first, let's check in on traffic. Samada's got a look at our freeways now and an update. Hey, Samada.
Good morning, Ray. Good morning, everyone. We have a collision, a brand new one, happened just moments ago. We're going to take you out towards the northbound side of the 101, right there through Ventura County at California Street. The delays are rapidly adding up behind that crash. We've got emergency crews headed to the scene, and it's currently taking away the fast lane there. Real-time traffic, we've got 55 minutes. Your drive, a pretty lengthy one, just getting into Santa Monica. 48 minutes northbound 110 from the 405 inbound to interior downtown. And here's a look at the 60. Oh, big improvements on the westbound side. Eastbound side continues to roll along pretty nice at this hour. Back to you, two.
All right, so I want to thank you. New this morning, arson investigators are trying to determine what touched off a fire at a Van Nuys office building.
We have Gigi live in Van Nuys now with the story. Good morning.
Good morning. We're on Sylvan and Sylmar, right across the street from the courthouse and the police department. If you're familiar with the area, and investigators are still here on the scene. You are looking live at the office building that appears to have been set on fire by an arsonist this morning. Take a look at the video. It was just after 4:30 this morning when LAPD Van Nuys patrol officers were driving down Sylvan and spotted smoke coming from the office building. They called the fire department in, but security camera footage now shows the fire was actually started just before 1 a.m. and had been smoldering for hours. And that same security camera footage shows a person starting the fire right outside the door to the offices of a criminal defense attorney. The whole building, though, has significant damage and has now been yellow tagged. Firefighters also spotted something suspicious, and so arson investigators were called in, and they're reviewing that security camera footage along with some broken windows and trying to determine what the arsonist used to set the fire and why he may have been targeting the offices of that lawyer. Bringing it back here live, Sylvan does remain closed between Van Nuys and Sylmar Avenue. This is quite a busy area with folks arriving at the courthouse or going to the police department. If you have any information on what happened here at about 12:50 a.m., if you saw anything out of the ordinary, please call the Los Angeles City Fire Department. The fire actually happened right next door to their Valley Bureau headquarters. Reporting live in Van Nuys, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. The Walt Disney Company settles a lawsuit brought by a gay longtime employee who alleged he suffered age and sexual orientation discrimination on the job. David Jessen's Los Angeles Superior Court lawsuit also says that he endured harassment and whistleblower retaliation, which ultimately caused him to quit in 2022. The now 64-year-old former director of international product development was hired in 1995. In earlier court papers, Disney denied all of Jessen's allegations. Jessen's lawyers have now filed court papers notifying the judge of a settlement and also requesting the case be dismissed. No terms were divulged.
Today is the second day of a nursing strike. This time, Providence St. Joseph medical staff on the picket lines over what they're calling unfair labor practices. The union that represents the nurses say they've been bargaining for a fair contract since September of last year. However, the hospital is planning cost-cutting measures like increased health care costs for nurses and removing an attendance policy that protects nurses when they're sick. The hospital says it's disappointed the nurses decided to go on strike rather than reach an agreement at the bargaining table. The strike is set to go on for the next 4 days.
The U.S. and Israel are now on day 4 of Operation Epic Fury. President Trump says he expects the military missions across Iran to last for about 4 to 5 weeks.
So far, the number of U.S. service members killed in action stands at 6. Rebecca Castor live in Washington, D.C. with the latest developments. Rebecca.
Bob, Jen, I have breaking news for you guys from Israeli officials. They are telling us that their Air Force targeted a building in Iran where Iran's Council of Experts was taking a vote on its new supreme leader. We don't know how many members of this council were in the building at this time and how many are, still alive right now. But this could lead to a longer leadership void in Iran and possibly stronger retaliation. And this is leading to growing concerns for Americans abroad.
The U.S. Embassy in Kuwait is closed until further notice, and more could follow as Iran continues its relentless attacks on embassies and U.S. military bases overseas. Undeterred, U.S. and Israeli forces keep striking Iranian military and nuclear targets as the White House makes its case for sending U.S. troops to war.
The president's been extremely clear about our objectives, and it's that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
With several airports in the Middle East closed, Americans needing to leave have been left with limited options. The State Department has activated a 24/7 task force to provide U.S. citizens with up-to-date security information.
We also encourage Americans abroad to follow our security updates for U.S. citizens channel on WhatsApp.
But the federal government hasn't launched civilian evacuations yet, so nonprofit organizations are stepping in.
If you're stuck, if you need help, go to grablerescue.org, push request evacuation, and we will come for you. That's also where people can go to give help.
Brian Stern of Grable Rescue says he's received between 400 and 500 calls for help so far.
It's very dangerous, and Americans that are stuck here need to get out.
On Capitol Hill, lawmakers are demanding answers from the Trump administration, and party leaders briefed yesterday walked away with very different reactions.
First of all, to me, the most critical point is that this was a defensive measure, a defensive operation.
There was no imminent threat to the United States of America by the Iranians. There was a threat to Israel.
And we're going to hear more of this debate from lawmakers play out as all members of Congress are going to get that classified briefing later today. Bob and Jen, back to you.
Rebecca, I want to talk a little bit more about that breaking news. I know it's still developing, but the clerics and the Council of Experts, which I guess is a body of 88 members within the Iranian regime, those are the ones who usually pick a successor. This would be the second time since '79 that that's happened. Do we know how many or if anybody was killed in those strikes?
We don't have that information yet. We don't know how many of the 88 members were inside the building. This is a very serious process, electing the new supreme leader, so we presume that most of them were inside. The Israeli sources that we talked to told us that they specifically wanted to disrupt this vote on the new supreme leader, and we are going to see the Iranian military leaders really will probably speak out on this being an attack directly on Muslims. That is what they said about the U.S. strikes over the weekend. So that is going to give them something to argue about for ramping up their strikes.
Interesting. Well, it would definitely be a significant development given that reportedly 47 of the leadership there has already been eliminated and taken out. All right. Thank you so much, Rebecca. We appreciate it. A suspected gunman dead and a wounded Pasadena police officer recovering in the hospital this morning following a shootout near a metro station.
We have Mario standing by at the scene with more. Mario.
Bob, Jen, that shootout playing out along a residential street here in this Pasadena neighborhood. We're standing in someone's driveway right now, and look at this behind me. You can see at least 2 bullet holes right through this cinder block wall. A reminder just how intense and dangerous this gun battle really was in a busy area. Take a look. Aerials from Skyfox showing how wide the scene was overnight. Multiple blocks shut down. Pasadena police say the shootout left the suspect dead and one of its veteran officers critically injured. A 911 call came in around 7:30 last night, reporting a shooting near the Metro A line, Sierra Madre Villa Station. Investigators say officers arrived and found a man with a gunshot wound to the shoulder. He was rushed to the hospital, and while that scene was unfolding, officers spotted a man who matched the description of the shooting suspect. They tried to stop him and say he took off running. Police say the foot pursuit stretched a few blocks here down Sierra Madre Villa Avenue. Take a listen.
During that foot pursuit, there was an exchange of rounds. During that exchange, the officer was shot and the suspect was shot.
And I asked him, was the officer was all right? He said he had surgery and he's comfortable. And I said, what about the person he supposedly shot in the arm? They said they're all right also. So I thank God for that.
That suspected gunman struck and pronounced dead here on the scene, now identified by family as a 32-year-old Pasadena resident, Malcolm Buchanan, who family members say was struggling with mental health. Meanwhile, that wounded officer, described as a senior member of the Pasadena Police Department, well, he has made it out of critical surgery overnight, and we're told he is in stable condition and is expected to survive. Live in Pasadena this morning, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
All right, Mario. Thank you. All right, so a chef is blending soul food with Filipino flavors.
It's a pop-up experience taking Los Angeles by storm. Coming up, we'll show you incredible creations. It sounds really tasty. Let's get this Stu with the check of traffic. Stu.
Oh.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey. Well, you know, Skyfox grounded because of weather, but that doesn't keep us from traffic now, does it? So Skyfox traffic is brought to us by My Home Sold. We're going to take a look at some traffic hotspots right now.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation, cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
Our top stories this morning, 2 women have been convicted in an L.A. court of following an ICE agent home, live streaming it, and sharing his address online. This led to masked individuals showing up at his house, forcing the family to move. The 2 women now face up to 5 years in prison.
In Texas, police confirm a 3rd victim has died following Sunday's mass shooting at a bar in Austin. 4 people, including the shooter, are now dead. The FBI investigating the attack as a potential act of terrorism, with over a dozen others injured. The gunman allegedly wore a shirt displaying the Iranian flag and a sweatshirt with the words, "Property of Allah."
Today marks 100 days until the kickoff of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This year's tournament will be the first to be hosted by 3 countries, the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, with 48 teams competing across 16 host cities, including L.A. The action starts on June 11th, and you can catch it all on Fox 11, FS1, and on the Fox One and Fox Sports apps.
I'm still registered.
Yeah.
Waiting to see if
all of us are.
To get tickets?
I think they notify you, right? Like
I
whether
think-
or
I
not
hope
you
so. I
get
hope
like
so.
in the lottery to get into it.
This is like the Olympics where you kind of sign up. Is that what?
You have to sign up.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, that'll be here before we know it, you guys. And here we are in March. I mean, it went by so fast so far, 2026. And we did cool it down yesterday. Maybe you noticed, finally. It was 71 degrees in downtown LA. That was down from 84 on Sunday. Still above the average, though, that 71. The winds that we did have early yesterday did really kind of clear out the atmosphere. So we have some good air quality right now. A lot of green dots on the map. So whatever you have planned outside, you should be okay. As we take a look at our futurecast here, we've got a trough of low pressure. We've got a couple of them actually moving just to our north. That helped kick up our winds yesterday. Another system is going to do the same as we get into tomorrow and Thursday with some stronger wind gusts nearing 50 miles an hour, mainly over the mountains and deserts, but it should stay mostly dry, I think. And then we've got a cut-off low pressure system. These ones are a little tougher to forecast, but this could bring us, right now it's about a 10% chance for some showers late Sunday into Monday, Tuesday. So just heads up on that as we get into next week. As you can see here, very light if we do get any at all. Today, not getting that. We've got kind of a mostly sunny day. In fact, right now, kind of a mix of sunshine and some clouds depending on where you are. Closer to the coast, a little bit more of that cloud cover. Otherwise, mostly fair skies. 73 is what we're expecting for downtown. That's above the average of 69. Our sunset time at 5:51 rather, and then tomorrow similar conditions, really around 71 degrees. As we take a look at our high temperatures today, ranging from 79 in Santa Clarita, 82 in Woodland Hills, 72 in Long Beach, 79 in San Bernardino. Feel like a warmer 86 in Palm Springs to that 57 in Big Bear. All right, let's head back over to Samara. Get another look at our freeways now before you head out. Hey, Samara.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning, everyone. We still have eyes on this earlier collision that we brought to your attention along the northbound side of the 101 as you're exiting Ventura County, heading into Santa Barbara area. There is a lane blocked off, and you can see here moderate slowing behind that crash. Hopefully, they're going to clear that out pretty soon. And a real-time traffic look, 53 minutes, your ride through Mid-City. Santa Monica, just, 53 minutes there. And things are still a little tough. Westbound 60 from the 57 coming inbound. And here's a live Caltrans camera. This is a really good look at the 60 if this is where you're traveling. We've got the eastbound side moving along and wide open roads along the westbound side. Earlier, about, say, half an hour ago, it was higher volume and it was slow. Now, both directions looking good. Back to you, too.
All right, Samana, thank you. A bridge demolition project in Kentucky goes off without a hitch, except for maybe the countdown. Take a look.
4, 3, 2, 1, boom. 0.
Expected a bigger blast.
Better late than never. The $100 million project will bring a new bridge between the cities of Newport and Covington, Kentucky, which is just across the river from Cincinnati.
Oh, it's like, not yet, not yet.
Delayed reaction.
Yeah.
A civil rights icon honored in his home state.
Reverend Jesse Jackson lies in repose at the South Carolina State Capitol. Coming up here, the rare tribute his family calls unusual and the special plans for his final farewell.
A live look at Big Bear, the Big Bear camera, Jackie Shadow.
This Jackie or Shadow, we don't really know. It's Jackie. She's waiting for her man to come back home.
The good news is...
Where are you?
2 eggs.
2 eggs now.
Yeah, 2 eggs.
The first 2 eggs, as we know, were sadly eaten by ravens.
Darn ravens.
I know those darn ravens. But then she laid 2, and now, you know, typically they lay 3. So a third one, guys, could be on the way.
You'd think that if the ravens got anywhere near, like, these bald eagles would just take them out. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
if they were around.
Right.
They weren't.
Yeah. The Reverend Jesse Jackson, Sr., is lying in repose in his home state of South Carolina. Hundreds of people are lining up to pay their respects at the state capitol. The protege of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and 2-time presidential candidate died last month after battling a rare neurological disorder. Jackson's daughter says it's a high and unusual honor to allow remains to rest in the state capitol, and she thanked the South Carolina governor.
That what the governor has done in granting this honor has not only added greater solemnity to the memory of Reverend Jesse Jackson, but it has also reinvigorated the hope that maybe, just maybe, integrity is not dead in the United States of America.
All that taking place in Columbia, South Carolina. Again, the state's capital. Sherman marched through that those grounds there. Jackson will be returned to Chicago for a large celebration of life gathering and the final homecoming services at headquarters of the Rainbow Push Coalition on Saturday.
Meantime, First Lady Melania Trump brought down the gavel and presided over a meeting of the United Nations Security Council, a first for the wife of a sitting U.S. president.
Based on education by nations, leaders shape the core of their country's belief system. A nation that makes learning sacred protects its books, its language, its science, and its mathematics. It protects its future. This leads to something powerful, to greater understanding, moral reasoning, and tolerance of others.
The United States is taking over the rotating presidency of the 15-member council for the month of March. In her presentation, the First Lady emphasized the role of education in advancing tolerance and world peace. Melania Trump has made children in conflict one of her signature issues. All right, so March is Women's History Month, and all month long we are celebrating women who have contributed to Southern California and the world. Today we feature Ethel Percy Andrus. So she was the first woman principal of a California high school in 1916 when she became principal of Abraham Lincoln High School in East LA. She was founder of the National Retired Teachers Association and founder of the AARP. She pioneered solutions to help older Americans stretch their dollars and improve the quality of their lives, like affordable health insurance, a discount drug buying plan, and a travel service.
All right, we have much more coming up in the next half hour.
That's right. The war rages on in the Middle East, and just ahead we'll have the latest on the fighting. Also, what President Trump's timeline is for ending it.
90s, are they back or they just never left?
They never left.
What? No, I think the JFK.
I think we said goodbye
for a little bit.
Yeah, with the eyebrows, we went thicker.
Mm-hmm.
Although Brooke Shields kept her thick eyebrows, but a lot of the 90s girls did it.
That's kind of her thing, though.
Her
right?
brows?
It is.
Yeah. But the 90s were thin. 90s were thin brows. Thank God mine sort of grew back.
I tweezed mine to oblivion.
Tweezed mine too.
Yeah, me
Awful.
too.
Did you tweeze yours, Bobby?
Never.
Bobby couldn't grow some to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
He said it before.
He said it.
Yeah.
No, we don't have. Well, listen, we're Filipino, so we don't really have much body hair.
Hard. Life's so hard for you.
We're the opposite.
What is it like?
I was shaving my mustache in 7th grade.
You don't know what it's like to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in laser hair removal.
That and tanning salons. We just don't. Yeah.
Wow.
What's it like? Anywho, all right, you guys carry on. I'm going to walk over to the green screen. Let's talk about the winds that are going to be kicking up again. So those wind advisories were allowed to expire yesterday, but another round expected late tomorrow into Thursday. Stronger wind gusts nearing 50+ miles per hour. But other than that, it should be a really pleasant week ahead. We've got some warmer temperatures as we get into late Friday into Saturday. Then late Sunday into Monday, there is another cutoff low pressure system that I'm watching that could bring us a 10-20% chance for showers, depending where you're at. So it's still a ways away, and of course, it's still 10 to 20. So right now, 80-90%, it won't happen. It's 57 degrees currently in downtown LA. Same for Santa Ana, 54 in Ontario. Same for San Bernardino, 39 in Big Bear, to that 66 degrees in Palm Springs. Our winds will be the issue, like I said, as we fast forward in time to late tomorrow into Thursday. You can see these winds coming out of the north and northwest again. Pretty gusty at times, nearing 40, even 50 miles per hour in some of those usual wind-prone areas like the mountains, the deserts, some of the coastal communities. And then they'll shift out of the northeast as we get to the weekend, and that will help bump our temperatures back up. So here is Ontario, as you can see, that cooler air mass moving into those gusty winds tomorrow to Thursday, and then bumping back up to the 70s and 80s as we get to Sunday, and then that chance for showers early next week. All right, I'll show you that 7-day forecast in just a few moments, but first let's check in on traffic. Again, Samada's got to look at our freeways and what's going on out there, Samada.
Good morning, Ray. Good morning, everyone. Big improvements from just an hour ago where we had those SIG alerts now all lifted, and we're going to have your drive a hint better as well. Instead of nearly an hour, we're going to go ahead and tally up 44 minutes your drive through the mid-city area along that westbound side of the 10 heading into the Santa Monica area. 44 minutes, also similar conditions as you're heading inbound from Torrance, and westbound 60 from 57. We've got 53 minutes to your drive. Here's another look at our local freeway, the 210, looking beautiful at this hour at Sierra Avenue, rolling along in both directions. Then back over to you two.
All right, Samada, thank you. There's some major new developments, meantime, in the war in the Middle East.
Coco has been following these developments throughout the morning, and she has the very latest. Good morning.
Yeah, I mean, as you've noticed, there's, a new development every hour, it seems, at this point. Yeah, it's just constant. So now we are hearing a meeting where the next Iranian supreme leader would be picked was targeted by an Israeli airstrike. According to a senior Israeli official who spoke to Fox News, the Israeli military bombed the compound belonging to the group choosing the next supreme leader. The Israeli leader told Fox News, quote, Israel struck while they were counting the votes for the appointment of the next supreme leader. But Iran is playing down the significance of the strike, saying it was an old building that was not used for meetings. So whether there was a meeting underway, how many people might have been in attendance, or if anyone was injured is still uncertain right now. So we'll be keeping tabs on that development. But before that news broke, another major development was the news that the son of Iran's supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is alive and in good health. That's according to Iranian media reports, and this is significant because he's always been seen as a powerful figure in the Iranian system, and he was expected to take lead as the next supreme leader. Meanwhile, in an interview, President Trump was asked how long the war could go on, and he says he expects 1 month. He also said we are, quote, ahead of schedule, and he was alluding to the fact that dozens of Iranian leaders have reportedly already been killed. President Trump says the Iranian leadership has been wiped out and, quote, it's moving along rapidly. A full list of leaders killed has not been released yet. Meanwhile, on Wall Street, traders say the Dow is headed for its worst day in nearly a year. Taking a look at the big board right now, you can see as oil prices continue to spike, leaving traders worried. So far, the Dow did drop down at 1,000 points, and if that did hold, it would have marked the blue chip index's first 1,000-point decline since April of 2025. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ both slipped 2% as well. So we will keep track of all of the developments in the U.S.-Iran war.
And the military is saying it has carried out over 1,700 strikes against Iran since operations began on Saturday. And we heard Marco Rubio as well as President Trump saying that there are more significant strikes that are expected to be happening, and it's going to be even stronger than the initial wave.
A bigger wave.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll have to see. Thank you, Coco.
Thank you. A small plane crashed into the icy Hudson River last night. This is in Newburgh, New York. The New York Post reports the single-engine plane was flying from a Long Island airport when it lost power and plummeted into the river. Investigators say the pilot and the passenger were able to swim to shore. Both were taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
A United Airlines flight bound for New Jersey made an emergency landing at LAX.
7 with an engine fire.
So the airliner was about an hour into the flight when the left engine caught fire, forcing the pilot to return to LAX around 10:15 yesterday morning. Video footage of the plane on the tarmac shows smoke coming out of the failed engine as firefighters doused it with water. The more than 250 passengers and 12 crew members had to exit the plane on slides and air stairs.
They told us to close the side windows, and everyone was confused, and someone was trying to peek outside, so we had no idea.
We saw so many fire trucks and police cars everywhere on the runway. And
you were the one that peeked out the window then?
Yeah, I saw it all.
Nobody was hurt. The passengers were eventually put on a different flight, and no word yet on what caused the engine fire.
It would be hard not to look out the window, right? I'd want to know what was going on.
We see all that activity.
Caught on camera, a boat flies across the 91 freeway in Bellflower over the center divider and onto the other side. It happened around 5:30 on Sunday evening. CHP says the boat came loose from a U-Haul trailer. They say a car in the fast lane on the other side almost hit the boat. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and CHP is still looking for the driver of the U-Haul, who just kept driving after the boat detached.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good morning.
Good morning. One of my favorite shows, Paradise. You're into it.
Now in season 2.
Now in season 2. You finished season 1, right?
I did.
Okay. I recommend. You got to start.
What is it on?
It's on Hulu.
Hulu, okay.
Yeah. Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So last night was a new episode of the hit Hulu series Paradise. Shailene Woodley and Sterling K. Brown make quite the pair on Paradise. Their characters are very helpful towards each other, and the sentiment rings true behind the scenes as well.
6 months ago, our lives changed forever.
We don't have much time. Go, 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 go.
All major communication with the surface was lost. The world outside is no longer survivable.
After everything that's happened, could my wife have survived? Could somebody be okay up there?
Paradise is back for season 2. And fans are hoping to get some answers to some carrying over questions and storylines from the cliffhanger of season 1, while also welcoming new cast members like Shailene Woodley, who was so excited to join the cast.
It's been such a joy.
Right?
It's been such an honor, you know, to join something that's already so successful and that has such an incredible cast already and a synergy together.
I'd say we put the pair in Paradise this season. We're literally putting the two in season 2.
Sure.
We're getting to see more dynamics, more coupling, more teamwork and pairs in this. But I love that we get the meet cute story of you and your wife in Paradise, and that's so special. So chef's kiss for all the viewers out there. But I want to ask you, who was your partner in crime in between takes? Who were you showing memes to? Who were you cutting it up with behind the scenes? Who was your pair in Paradise?
When Shay and I are together, like it's nonstop conversation.
Yeah, it's not a lot of memes. It's just a lot of like
It's like
yapping.
deep talk. Like we're talking relationships, we're talking career, we're talking spirituality. Like, we're talking like all these things.
I love well-rounded.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people realize that. I mean, even on the news, you know, they'll go to break and we'll be talking about something funny or whatever, and then we go, welcome back to Good Tales. You guys a little different. You're like doing stuff or talking really deep, and then you come back to your scene.
Yeah.
So true.
I came a long way to find my wife. So where the hell is she?
Ooh, and guess what? Next hour, I have an even more with them. Brand new little tidbit. They're going to talk about their favorite professional flashback.
Ooh.
Do you have one?
What does that mean? Professional flashback?
Like as a career flashback?
Yeah, like career. What's your favorite career flashback when you think about it?
What's yours? Give me an example.
I think how I started my career, where I just showed up like a cattle call audition, and there were like 300 girls in Orange County.
Oh.
Yeah. I think
You know, mine, strangely enough, was the first time I got, the first and only time that I got demoted.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It was a very humbling, I cried. It was my first
what did you do to
job.
get demoted?
Oh, I was too green. Too new. I got promoted to a morning show. My very first ever job. New news director came in, said, I don't think you're ready for this. I'm going to put you back on the weekend show where you started. And I said, just give me a chance. Give me a chance to stay on the weekend show, and I will show you that I am worthy of being in this position. And by the end of my contract, they were asking me to resign for that show, and I said, sorry, Toots, I'm out of here. The man is a male news director. Even funnier.
You're like,
and
I'm
we're
out
still
of here
friends.
anyway.
We're still friends.
Okay.
Yeah,
but you agree with him now, looking back at it, that you weren't ready?
Absolutely, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you bought enough time now to think of one?
Well, I didn't know that's what that meant, a professional flashback.
Yeah,
but now that I know, I mean, my first job, I basically, this is really dating me, but I found my first job in the classified ads.
See? Back when you could find Craigslist jobs and classify. I know.
They were just like, open the paper and go like, oh, look, reporter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try.
Yeah. There you go.
Drove up there and...
And look at that. See, there's personal flashbacks and professional flashbacks.
Yeah.
And now there's also professional polls like this one. which we asked you, what is paradise? I found this very interesting. Our viewers say paradise is a place. Only 4% said it was a person.
Oh.
And the next one is a feeling. Something else. I want to know what the something else is. It a drink?
Me too.
Is it a drink?
I would love.
Is it a food? Go to foxla.com/vote. And you know what? DM us. Let us know what your paradise is.
It's a nice glass of red at the end of the day.
That's right.
You know?
Keep it PC.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Or not. You can send me the fun. You can send me the fun stuff.
Send Bob
I'm okay
the dirty
with that.
one.
Yeah.
I'm not dirty.
You little dirty birdie.
Wimps. A new pop-up combines the best of soul food and Filipino cuisine.
Yeah, Brooke is live in South LA with a look at Soulfil. Good morning.
Hey there, y'all. So, okay, it was maybe 5:15 or something during a commercial break. A couple weeks ago, was it, Bob? And Bob pulls this up, this restaurant. He finds it on his phone. My friend Nina Parker posted about it. And we kind of look at each other like, Black, Filipino, together? What? And it was like, we have to come out here. We have to see what she's working with. So cool. Tiana G. I'm excited to be here. I'm also just excited to dig in. Okay, let's just get right to the food first, okay? And then we'll talk about you. We'll talk about where we are. What is this?
Okay, so this is our makapuno cornbread. Okay. It is a staple here at Soulfil. It is like corn coconut bibingka from the Philippines meets buttermilk cornbread from the South.
Okay.
And then the mornings where we had to get lathered up in that cocoa butter, running out the door headed to school. So we do a house-made coconut butter.
Love it.
And it's absolutely delicious.
Okay, I'm going to take a bite. And just talk to me about the inspiration behind this, because you are Filipino, you are Black, and
LA native.
And an LA native.
Absolutely.
And so you decided to mix them all up.
Exactly. So
in the kitchen.
Yeah, so essentially here at Soulfil, we have like the perfect blend between Filipino and soul food flavors. It is a fusion restaurant. I know that term is just like so loosely used in the culinary space these days, but
this is just such an interesting fusion.
Yeah, it's really just like my love letter to where I come from. It's me honoring the lineage that brought me here. Yes. It's me really just like making whole of my identity. You know what I mean? Growing up like a mixed kid, it was like something that was kind of hard for me to like relate to other people, but like as I grew up in kitchens and found my stride in my culinary journey, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. If I ever opened up a restaurant, it would be Soulfil. It would be something that resonates completely with my culinary journey, my heritage, and just damn good food, you know what I mean? So it's been received very well.
Yeah.
You know, this is we've done 3 weeks so far.
This is the last week for the pop-up, you all, so you need to get out here. The last day is Sunday. You're having brunch, right?
Yeah, so this weekend we're doing brunch on Saturday and Sunday, and yeah, it's
What's the reaction been so far? I mean, I know you've been busy.
Yeah, this past week was crazy, and I know all the Angelinos like to pull up last minute. So I think that this last week is going to be really, really busy. So definitely try to get here early. But the love we've been receiving so far is like, it's amazing.
Are living a dream in a bit?
Yeah, for sure. This is 100% my childhood dream. Like, I knew as a child that I wanted to be a chef, and I'm 100%, you know, doing what I'm supposed to do. So.
Okay, well, we're here all morning with you. We're going to see so much more food. I'm going to take so many more bites. And so we're right here. We're in the Maidan Market, okay? This is where her pop-up is. Through Sunday.
Ooh.
Come on over and check her out. Bob, we always talk about, like, so many similarities, right,
I mean,
between our cultures.
First of all, I'm bummed that it's a pop-up. And secondly, brilliant that she came up with a babinka and cornbread. Brilliant.
It
sounds
good.
I can taste it already. Good. It sounds so delicious.
He says he can taste it already.
Thank you so much.
She says you need to pull up.
Yeah, you do.
She wants to meet you.
Got to get there. All right. Thank you, Brooke. So coming up, we are now just 100 days from the start of the World Cup.
SoFi Stadium making some big changes to get ready for the world's biggest stage sporting event. Sandra is going to take us inside. First, let's get to Samara.
And good daily traffic sponsored by the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.com. We do have a stalled out vehicle. It's blocking a middle lane there, southbound side of the 405 at Delamo Boulevard. And it is a hint slower than usual. And we've got your ride. You can go ahead and calculate and apply 42 minutes. Northbound 110 from the 405 going inbound to downtown. And 54 minutes. A lot of heavy traffic coming inbound from the Diamond Bar area. Here's a live Caltrans camera. It's going to be the 210 at Baseline. Hey, looking pretty good there as well. But a reminder, you want to watch those winds. Gusty conditions coming in Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside at LAX. You can see the cloud cover. Kind of a mixture of some sunshine mixed with some clouds today, but generally dry and very pleasant conditions in the afternoon. We've got this trough of lower pressure, and that's going to push off to the east, but we've got a couple more behind it, and that's going to kick up the winds again for us as we get into tomorrow and Thursday. So there might be another round of wind advisories, as we do expect some of these wind gusts to get up to 50+ miles per hour. And there's even a slight chance for some sprinkles as we get into Thursday. High pressure will bump up the temperatures as we get to the weekend, at least the first part of the weekend. And then another cutoff low will bring in an opportunity for some showers late Sunday night into Monday. Right now, it's about a 10% chance for some showers, so we'll wait and see if that materializes. If you are headed to the coast today, temperatures on the sand in the upper 60s. Surf height-wise, 2 to 4 feet from Ventura south into LA County beaches. The Orange County, San Diego beaches will get 1 to 2, 1 to 3 feet. 68 degrees, like I said, along the coast. 70 by Thursday. Don't forget this weekend, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got daylight saving starting. So you're going to set your clocks forward an hour Saturday night before you go to bed. Sunday, we've got the LA Marathon. So adjust your travel plans or your running around time with the marathon. 82 for the valleys and the Inland Empire today. Mountains 57, lots of sunshine for Big Bear, cooling down to around 46 on Thursday, and then back up to the 50s for the latter part of this weekend. 72 in the high desert, sunny skies, as you can see, some clouds Sunday into Monday with that slight chance for some showers. And then the Coachella Valley, 86 there in Palm Springs in the low desert, cooling down a little bit to the end of the week to the mid-70s. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. We are just 100 days away from the 2026 FIFA World Cup kicking off right here in the U.S. L.A. will be front and center.
That's right. Sandra joins us now to show how SoFi Stadium is getting ready for its time on soccer's biggest stage. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, there's so much to do in 100 days to prepare for the world's biggest single sporting event that's going to be taking place right here in Los Angeles. There's so much to do, and SoFi Stadium will have to be rebranded to the Los Angeles Stadium. You know SoFi for hosting the Rams and concerts, of course, but they're going to have to transform it into a massive FIFA regulation pitch. And all of that is going to be taking place with 100 days to go, and the transformation plans are getting underway. SoFi Stadium getting rebranded as Los Angeles Stadium, all getting ready for the World Cup, getting revamped, remade, and it's going to look amazing when we welcome the World Cup fans right here to Los Angeles. So, tell me all about how you're getting ready to host the World Cup here. How is this going to be transformed?
So, what is a synthetic field now will become a live, living, natural grass, FIFA-specific field that, when it's elevated and comes all the way out into the expansiveness of this stadium that it is, will be a truly incredible experience. So when you stand here right now and see us in our normal NFL configuration, you're looking at our field. What will happen for FIFA is, one, we will elevate the field up about 30 inches in total height. So it'll now be level with about where this blue padding is.
Wow. Okay.
But because a soccer pitch by regulation size is so much larger than an NFL field, that field is going to expand all the way. And if you look behind you, you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3 sections that are demountable. So where you are standing right now, when we're in our FIFA mode, when you look up, you will see our roof. That will be all open air space.
Wow.
We're going to do that in all 4 corners. So that will be how much wider we get.
So we're behind the scenes now, and this is really cool. What is this that we're looking at?
So this is one of a series of artificial light rigs that we will use to make the grass feel like it's outdoor and basically getting a suntan. These are LED lights that are built inside here. This entire system opens up, the arms expand to cover a larger distance. We will roll these out. We'll spend about 18 hours a day with these on the field in between our matches, so that it is stimulating the grass to want to grow, and it thinks it's in a full sunlight environment, knowing that we have our canopy structure that takes 65% of the sun.
This is like an electronic miracle grow. SoFi Stadium. FIFA wants to rebrand that as Los Angeles Stadium. What does that mean for the marketing, for the stadium itself?
I think it's a very creative concept by FIFA to make sure that there's a consistency across all of their venues. We will go through and essentially white label all of the signage that you see so that then FIFA can come in and put their brands and utilize their major partners in all of those spaces.
For fans who have never been to SoFi, tell them what this experience is like.
The noise and the energy is just incredible.
All right, cheerleaders.
There is not another venue in all 3 of the countries where they're hosting matches that have an infinity screen like ours. So to be able to see soccer being played on that screen, to have the LED that you see, all of those immersive parts of our building operating at the same time, and then the energy that comes with what is truly an amazing competition, it will be spectacular.
And breaking news right now, let's go to President Trump in the Oval Office. He is meeting with the German Chancellor and speaking to the press.
Some standards, by some of our standards, we have a military like no other military that's ever been built.
Mr. President, what's the worst case scenario that you have planned for in Iran?
Well, I don't know if there's a worst case. We have them very much beaten militarily from the military standpoint. They're still lobbing some missiles. At some point, they won't even be able to do that because we're hitting all of their carriers. We're hitting all of their missile stock. You know, they built up all these missiles over the last few years. They had a lot of them. They've shot a lot of them, and we're knocking out a lot. I guess the worst case would be we do this, and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen. We don't want that to happen. That would probably be the worst. You go through this, and then in 5 years you realize you put somebody in who was no better. So we'd like to see somebody in there that's going to bring it back for the people. And we'll see what happens with the people. You know, they have their chance. And we've said don't do it yet. If you're going to go out and protest, don't do it yet. It's very dangerous out there. A lot of bombs are being dropped. But I would say that would be about the worst.
Do you have someone in mind right now? Because you said all the people you did have in mind have been taken out. What do you think?
Well, most of the people we had in mind are dead. So, you know, we had some in mind from that group that is dead. And now we have another group. They may be dead also, based on reports. So I guess you have a third wave coming in. Pretty soon we're not going to know anybody. But we have... I mean, Venezuela was so incredible because we did the attack and we kept government totally intact. And we have Delcy, who's been very good. We have the whole chain of command, and they've been, you know, look, the relationship's been great. We've taken out 100 million barrels of oil already, and a big part of that goes to them, and a big part goes to us. And it's been great. We paid for the war many times over, and we're going to be running the oil. And Venezuela is going to make more money than they ever made, and that's great for the people. The relationship has been great. It's been seamless. Nobody's actually ever seen anything like it. If you look at Iraq, where very stupidly everybody was fired, the generals were fired, the military was fired, the police were fired, the fire departments were fired, and all of the government workers were fired. So after, you know, people would call, they had no idea. And by the way, ISIS was formed. That's where ISIS came from, all of the fired people. We don't believe in that. So we'll see what happens, but first we have to finish off the military.
What do you think about Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi? Is he an option at all in your mind?
I guess he is. Some people like him, and we haven't been thinking about too much about that. It would seem to me that somebody from within maybe would be more appropriate. I've said that. He looks like a very nice person, but it would seem to me that somebody that's there, that's currently popular, if there's such a person. But we have people like that. We have people that were more moderate. You know, these were radical lunatics, and you know what they get? They get nothing. All they do is kill people.
Mr. President, what exactly was the end of
You've asked, or not your turn. Not your turn, please.
Mr. President, you going to take the heat off the Europeans to potentially help you? We should call on the allies to also help you.
What does that mean?
Well, you have to ask our group, if you said not as part of NATO, but to be helpful to you in this.
Well, some of the European nations have been helpful and some haven't. And I'm, you know, very surprised. Germany's been great. He's been terrific. Others have been very good, terrific. I think that the head of NATO, Mark, is fantastic. Okay, Mark Rutte. I think he's fantastic. But some of the European, like Spain, has been terrible. In fact, I told Scott to cut off all dealings with Spain. Spain, first of all, it started when every European nation, at my request, paid 5%, which they should be doing. And everybody was enthusiastic about it, Germany, everybody. And Spain didn't do it. And now Spain actually said that we can't use their bases, and that's all right. We could use their base if we want. We could just fly in and use it. Nobody's going to tell us not to use it, but we don't have to. But they were unfriendly, and so I told him we don't want to. Spain has absolutely nothing that we need other than great people. They have great people, but they don't have great leadership. And as you know, they were the only country that in NATO would not agree to go up to 5%. I don't think they would have agreed to go up to anything. They wanted to keep it at 2%, and they don't pay the 2%. So we're going to cut off all trade with Spain. We don't want anything to do with Spain.
What is the expectation towards?
And I'm not, by the way, I'm not happy with the UK either. That island that you read about, the lease, okay, he made it for whatever reason, he made a lease of the island. Somebody came and took it away from him. And it's taken 3-4 days for us to work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we are very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
Mr. President, what's your expectation towards Germany? What can Germany do and what should Germany do to help you in this problem?
Well, I think they're doing it. I mean, they're letting us land in certain areas, and we appreciate it. And they're just making it comfortable. We're not asking them to put boots on the ground or anything. I mean, we're just they're a respected country. I have a very good relationship with the country. We have, in particular, now with this leader, with this new leader. I think he's an excellent leader. I had my differences with Angela. I said, "You're hurting your country with immigration, and you're hurting your country with energy." And we have a man sitting on my right that is, I think, pretty much the opposite of her on energy and the opposite on immigration. And I think he's doing very well.
Commercial air travel right now is severely restricted in the Middle East, and thousands of Americans are stranded. Why wasn't there an evacuation plan, and will you send planes to get people out?
Well, because it happened all very quickly. We thought, and I thought maybe more so than most, I could ask Marco, but I thought we were going to have a situation where we were going to be attacked. They were getting ready to attack Israel. They were getting ready to attack others. You're seeing that right now. And a lot of those missiles that are hitting in, those are stationary. Those were aimed there for a long period of time at these other countries. So I think I was right about that. We attacked first. And if we didn't, it could have been, look, we're really decimating them. They're being decimated. And if we didn't, and by the way, we have massive amounts of ammunition. We have the high end. A lot of it was given away stupidly by Biden, very stupidly, for free. And I'm all for Ukraine, but they gave away a lot. As you know, when I give away ammunition, everybody pays for it. The European Union's paying for it. Then they can do what they want with it, but they are giving it, let's say, to Ukraine, and it's okay. But we gave away a lot of high-end, but we have plenty. But we have unlimited middle and upper ammunition, which is really what we're using in this war. And we have really an unlimited supply. We also have a lot of the very high-end stored in different countries throughout the world. We're literally storing it there, which is actually something that I insisted on in my first term. I rebuilt the military in my first term. The military is great. Unbelievable amount of ammunition, or munitions, as they say, we're giving away to. The Wall Street Journal incorrectly covered the story when they said that it was given away to the Middle East. Not to the Middle East, it was given away to Ukraine. Very little was given to the Middle East. Middle East would buy a lot, and some of the nations, because they're rich, they have a lot, but it was given away to Ukraine. And it just should have been done. Look, it's a war that should have never happened. If I were president, that war would have never happened. But we have a tremendous amount of munitions, ammunition at the upper level, middle and upper level, all of which is really powerful stuff.
Mr. President, a question to both of you. How worried are you that the rising prices for gas and oil are damaging the American economy and also Mr. Chancellor?
Yeah, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. This is, of course, damaging our economies. This is true for the oil prices, and this is true for the gas prices as well. So that's the reason why we all hope that this war will come to an end as soon as possible, and we are hoping that the Israeli and the American army are doing the right things to bring this to an end and to have really a new government in place who is coming back to peace and freedom.
Yeah. Something had to be done, and it's been 47 years. They've been killing people all over the world for a long time. They were the kings and fathers of the roadside bomb. Soleimani, we killed him last term. If we didn't, I think it might be a different story today. They would have been much stronger and smarter than they are. But they did the roadside bombs. 95% of the people lost their legs, arms, had their face wiped out, just wiped out. I've seen some young people that it's so sad to watch. And that was almost all, 95% comes from Iran and with Soleimani. Soleimani loved his favorite weapon. He loved the roadside bomb. And when you see people walking around with no legs and no arms and a face that's been blown to hell, these people, what they have to go and the way they have to live, this is Iran. When you look at the barracks, the famous barracks, when you look at the hostages, when you look at a lot of hostages, when you look at all of the problems, they were really a purveyor of terror all over the world for many, many years. And it's something that had to be done, something. And I believe that if we didn't, because I see where Congress, you know, if I didn't do this, guys like Schumer, who are losers, the Democrats, they're losers. That's why they're not here. Guys like Schumer would say, well, you should have done this. In other words, if I did it, it's no good. If I didn't do it, they would have said the opposite, that you should have done this. But most people feel, I'll tell you what, I have never had more compliments on something I did. People felt it's something that had to be done. So if we have a little high oil prices for a little while, but as soon as this ends, those prices are going to drop, I believe, lower than even before. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President.
Yes.
How do you want to solve the conflict on tariffs between the U.S. and this?
Between who?
The conflict on tariffs between the EU and the U.S. How do you want to solve
And U.S. and who?
EU, European Union.
Well, we won on tariffs, actually. Somebody said you actually won the case. We won on tariffs. We had a decision that was wrong. It was a very bad decision from certain standpoints. From other standpoints, a very powerful decision because it reaffirmed all the fact that we have all these various forms of tariffs that we felt right, but it totally reaffirmed it. It said you can use all of these tariffs. So we have all these vast menus of tariffs. And tariffs have made our country very rich. We have to charge tariffs to nations who play with their money. You know, they move their money up and down like a yo-yo. We have to take care of nations that have been good to us and fair to us, and we're going to take care of them. Other nations, they haven't, and we haven't let them take advantage of us. But the whole thing with tariffs is we had a decision that, like, as an example, we have a license situation, and the license is something that allows us to immediately stop all business with, nobody even knew we had this power, but we do now because of the decision. We have the right to stop all business having to do with a certain country. If a certain country is not treating us well, the president, without going to Congress, has the right to stop. Sort of interesting. I have the right to stop, but under that one law, I didn't have the right to charge them. So I have the right to license them, but I don't have the right to charge, which is frankly ridiculous. But the right was given to us by the Supreme Court. And we have the right, as an example, we talked about Spain. I could tomorrow stop, or today, even better, stop everything having to do with Spain. All business having to do with Spain. I have the right to stop it. Embargoes, do anything I want with it. And we may do that with Spain. What do you think?
Well, sir, I think we're going to talk about it with you. I know that you have strong power.
You have been listening there to President Trump taking questions from reporters. This is inside of the Oval Office. He's been meeting with Germany's chancellor there, actually the first European leader to meet with the president since the strikes in Iran began. The president hosting this high-level talk in the Oval Office today, and obviously questions regarding what's going on with Iran has come up, and they've done a bit of back and forth. The president did mention that Iran is seeking to have talks with the United States, but he says that it is too late. The time for negotiations have passed.
And he gave no timetable as to when this conflict would be over, but he indicated that it was necessary and that any repercussions you may be feeling now, maybe at the gas pump or cost of oil, that'll be temporary, and that he hopes an end will be in sight.
All right, we'll continue to monitor that, and if anything else comes up, we will, of course, share that with you. In the meantime, we will continue on with some of our local news, and when we come back, Amanda chatting with the stars of Paradise.
Shailene Woodley and Sterling K. Brown share some fun flashbacks of how they made it in Hollywood. But first, Stu has a check on traffic.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, we're over that 710 freeway, and this traffic report brought to us by DTLA Law Group, accident and injury attorneys. Take a look at that 710 drive. Southgate's where we are. Northbound, definitely going to be the slow one, coming away from the 105, headed up north into the Bell and Bell Gardens area. You can see it right there, a little bit of slowing. You're not going to reach freeway speed, so keep that in mind. Now, if you're headed southbound, you'd think it'd be really slow and go. Look at that, wide open, moving well. Southbound good, northbound, give yourself a little extra time. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Hi there.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, ladies. My little Sandy and Roxy. One of my favorite shows. Did you start watching Paradise?
I have not yet.
Highly recommend. Paradise on Hulu. We're going to get into that. Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So it is a hit series on Hulu. It was created by Dan Fogelman, who also brought us the hit series This Is Us. Did you guys watch This Is Us?
Yes.
Did you cry?
Always.
Right. There's something about Dan Fogelman that gets you in the feels. So you know he taps into our hearts. Well, I sat down with Sterling K. Brown and Shailene Woodley to ask them about the Fogelman flashback.
I spent the last 3 years in an underground bunker.
Wow, so it's real.
Yeah, it's real.
What's it like?
It's like before, only creepier.
Out here, the little things will kill you.
There is nothing like a Fogelman flashback. The man has mastered the flashback. It should be a master class, actually.
I would agree.
From This Is Us to Paradise, the flashbacks really pull on our heartstrings.
Yeah.
Is there a professional flashback that you think of that you are grateful for that is the reason you're sitting here in these chairs today?
Ooh, okay, Amanda.
I definitely have one.
Go. Go.
Mine was when I was 18 and I got cast in Alexander Payne's film, The Descendants.
I never heard of it.
The flashback, the flashback was that it was so hard to get cast in that movie, and it was, the process was over a year long. And
over a year?
Yeah, it's a longer story, but basically I gave a terrible audition, and I was like, I aced it. And he was like, I don't want to see her for a callback. And then it was the grind of getting the callback and, you know, preparing it differently. But
you fought for it, like you didn't take no.
Once a week for an entire year, I was like, what's going on with this movie? What's going on with this movie? What's going on with this movie?
Yeah.
Persistent.
It was a beautiful flashback, something that like changed the course of my life forever.
I love that.
Let's see. I would say I remember auditioning for the People versus OJ, thinking that I had a shot at it. And then 4 months went by, and looking at my IMDb Pro to see who had booked all the shows that I had auditioned for. And I was like, oh, Bokeem Woodbine got Fargo, good for him, da-da-da. And as I was about to have a deep pity party, got a call for a screen test with Sarah Paulson. And I remember going in to that audition and being the only brother that they brought back for the role. And I remember Nina Jacobson, who was sitting in the back, one of the producers, and she was just like rocking like this. As I'm like doing my audition, I was like, got him.
You knew it in that moment.
Feeling.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. I love that you both had them handy.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me, and I am so excited for the viewers to see season 2.
Thank you, Amanda.
Okay, and you can see the first 4 episodes of season 2 of Paradise on Hulu now, and of course, all of season 1 as well. So let's check in on our poll question. Last hour we asked, what is paradise? Here are the results. What would you ladies say? A place, a person, a feeling, or something else?
A feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Probably a feeling. Yeah.
Hey, me too.
Oh, look at that.
We all agree. Yeah, look at us.
It has to go higher in the poll, though. Right now, a lot of people say a place.
Yeah, I think they're thinking of an island.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Well, that's not a bad thing to think about. Okay, we're going to do some history, guys. Ready? Here we go. On this day in 1887, Helen Keller met Anne Sullivan, her teacher and miracle worker. You know, Helen was just 6 years old at the time, and a severe illness as a baby had left her unable to see, hear, or speak. But under Sullivan's pioneering touch teaching techniques, Keller flourished. She eventually graduated from college and became an international lecturer and an activist. Sullivan remained Keller's interpreter and constant companion until Sullivan's death in 1936. One other note, the person who suggested Helen's parents get in touch with Anne Sullivan was none other than Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone and an authority on the death. It's pretty amazing,
Incredible, yeah, it's an incredible story.
Her life is amazing.
Yeah. I love reading her book to my kids. You know, the story about her life and all of that.
Yeah, I was in the play, The Miracle Worker.
Oh, you were?
That's how I learned how to do the
What was your
ASL.
role?
I was the young daughter, Percy's sister.
Okay.
And I would play with her with dolls in the yard. And so we learned how to do the alphabet.
Nice.
I still remember it. That's why children's theater is very important. I think so.
For many reasons.
For many reasons.
Learning from others.
Yes.
All right, coming up, something special for all the soccer fans out there. Fox Sports analyst Alexi Lawless will be here in the studio to talk 100 days out to the World Cup. Who does he think will win the Cup? But first, Stu has a check on traffic.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This Skyfox traffic brought to us by My Home Sold. Take a look at all those signs down there. They got a lot going on. That's going to be northbound 5, East Los Angeles, Boyle Heights area, Calzone off-ramp. The 5 is the drive that we're talking about right there. Very slow and go northbound. Not just this portion here, all the way from the 605 out to the East LA interchange this morning. If you're on that northbound 5, give yourself extra time. Now, if you're headed southbound, take a look at that. Looking really good here. By the time you get over past the 710, over closer to the 605, it does slow down. Give yourself a little extra time on south, more extra time if you're headed north. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation, cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good day. LA weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino. We've got some sunshine outside. You can see that here. A little bit of some leftover clouds perhaps hugging the coastline, but otherwise a really pleasant day shaping up. This weather is, did I say that already? Am I repeating myself if I say this weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino? All right, here's the latest on our satellite radar pictures. We've got some clouds. That's about it. You can see just reinforcing what we saw live there in Santa Monica. Temperatures right now starting to warm up a little bit. 63 in downtown, 58 in Burbank, 60 in Corona and Santa Ana, 58 in Riverside, to that 78 in Palm Springs. As we take a look at our normal temperature, around 69. Yesterday it was 71, so we're still above that. We're going to bump it up a couple degrees today to around 73. That sun will set at 5:51 later this afternoon. Here are the highs we're expecting today. 86 for the low desert areas like Palm Springs at the Coachella Valley. High desert 72, staying dry. 57 up into the mountains. Some breezy conditions, but no wind advisories in effect. We are anticipating another round of gusty winds as we get into late tomorrow into Thursday. Mostly an onshore flow, so it's going to keep our temperatures in the low 70s. 73 for downtown LA, 82 for the valleys, 68 along our coastline. Then we'll warm it up as we get towards the end of the week, and then a chance for rain. I'll go over all the details when I come back. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you, Sandra.
All right, Maria, thank you. We are 100 days from the largest international sports tournament to be hosted in the United States in nearly 25 years. We are talking about FIFA World Cup 2026. The action kicks off June 11th, and Fox Sports is America's home to all the action on the pitch. Here to talk about what we can expect, former pro soccer player, now current Fox Sports analyst, our favorite, Alexi Lawless.
You say that to everyone. Oh, my goodness. Great to see you. You look wonderful. All right, everybody's up and at 'em and ready to go. 100 days until the World Cup. Oh, my goodness. Biggest World Cup in history. 48 teams, 104 games, 39 days, 3 countries, 16 different host cities. So I am cocked, locked, ready to rock for this summer. Oh, and not for nothing, but it's happening on our 250th birthday, what I feel is the greatest country in the world. So let's go.
That's right. I mean, I was going to ask you right out of the box, what's the historic nature of all this? But you forgot in that list that there's going to be a halftime show, too.
There's going to be all sorts of stuff. Halftime shows, water breaks, and commercials during it. So we're at a whole nother level. Listen, back in the 1900s, back in the previous century, before you were born, I was running around a whole lot of hair ago. And I lived the power of what a World Cup can do to an individual. Changed my life forever in that summer. And still to this day, people will come up to me and say, man, that summer of 1994 was wonderful. Now, fast forward 32 years, summer of 2026, that's what is in the offing right now. The opportunity to once again bring people into the tent, a very different tent in terms of the soccer landscape here. But hopefully many, many years from now, when you're around and I'm long gone, there's a whole nother generation that looks back on the summer of 2026 and says, man, that was awesome. That was a celebration on and off the field. I saw things that I didn't believe with my eyes. I had a wonderful time. We had parties, we had drinks, we did all sorts of stuff. We set off fireworks, and we saw some of the greatest soccer players in the world.
It's bringing the world together right here in LA, and we're ready for a party. 100 days to go. There's a lot to be done still. But what are the storylines you're really looking for here? Because we're going to say goodbye, sayonara, right, to the GOATs, Messi, Ronaldo. This is their last time.
So a couple of things to think about. You mentioned Messi. Now in his new neighborhood, his new backyard here in the United States, playing with Inter Miami in Major League Soccer, defending his World Cup. Now, keep in mind, it's really, really difficult to repeat as a World Cup champion. It hasn't been done since back in the 60s, so it's going to be very difficult for them. France is going to have a say. Spain is going to have a say. And then you got Cristiano Ronaldo, 67 years old or whatever he is right now. I'm just kidding. He looks wonderful. Whatever he's doing, keep on doing it. And he's playing for a wonderful team in terms of Portugal, still trying to figure out a way to win that World Cup. As much as it pains me right now to say it, England is really, really good. Now, listen, I mentioned the 250th birthday. I cannot abide by England coming to our shores on our 250th birthday and winning the World Cup. So anybody but England. You think they're insufferable now when it comes to their soccer? Oh, sorry, football. Think if they won the World Cup here on our shores. But the fact is that with Harry Kane leading the way in terms of a possible goal scorer for the tournament, they're really, really good.
Well, we're going to bring it with watching Lamine Yamal, 18-year-old sensation from Spain, right? Spain ranked #1 right now, so maybe hold off on England a little bit. And who else? We want to watch LAFC favorite Heung-min Son.
Yes, with South Korea. They're playing games down in Mexico. And then obviously the home team and this U.S. team. And I think that we can be incredibly optimistic about the chances of this team going far. Listen, we should have higher expectations. This is a generation that's been, and I'm not grumpy old man in this thing, okay? But this is a generation that's been given absolutely everything in terms of resources and pathing. I'm incredibly proud of that. That's wonderful, all right? But with that comes higher expectations. We've gone to men's World Cups. We've won groups at men's World Cups. We've gone to the round of 16. We need to see something that we haven't seen before. People ask me all the time, what does success look like this summer for this U.S. team? It's kind of like, you know, the Supreme Court, right? When they try to define obscenity. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I know it when I see it. And you will know it. You will feel it in your bones. You'll feel it in your heart. You'll watch the team on that field, and you will have a pride, not only in the players, but indirectly into your country on the 250th birthday in terms of what you see. And that ultimately, I think, is success.
That's what I love about the World Cup, because there's so much country pride that comes out from watching these matches. People wake up at 3 in the morning to catch games. And then we're talking about Team America, Team USA. What do they need to do to, you know, push the envelope here? Christian Pulisic, we're going to watch him. And this team, this group we're looking at.
Well, winning obviously trumps all. But you want to get people, you know, in terms of hearts and minds. And look, we need to look no further than the last couple of weeks when it comes to the Olympics and our men's and women's hockey team. But you look at what's happened in baseball. This country, I think, wants to celebrate our country. Yeah, we have flaws, but the reality is I think it's the greatest country in the world. And I think this country wants to come together, wants to unite, and wants to celebrate this country. And you can do it through the lens of a World Cup. Now, we'll celebrate America, but the reality is also in terms of the melting pot we have here with all of these different teams and all of these different people coming in, new debutantes when it comes to, you know, places like Curacao and Cape Verde and Uzbekistan. And with the diaspora that we have here, this melting pot that we talked about here, I think the stadiums are going to be full, but I think from an American perspective, it's going to give us an opportunity through the game and through this team to celebrate our country.
I love it. And I always play this game with you, a rapid fire round.
Okay.
You always bring it.
Hit
Okay.
me.
Is it called soccer or football?
All right, listen, don't let anybody tell you that we are not a soccer country and culture, all right? Lean into it. Never, ever apologize for what we aren't as a soccer playing nation. As a matter of fact, be proud of what we are. And one of the things in our soccer playing history and in our soccer playing culture is that we call it soccer. I was with the president a couple last year, and the only thing that I told him, don't worry, call it soccer and be proud to call it soccer.
All right, let's own it, right?
Absolutely.
All right, what's worse, the smell of stinky cleats or dog poop?
Oh, geez, really?
That's a close one.
I got a puppy at home, man. Puppy poop's one thing, all right? So actual dog poop, yeah, you know, there's something, I don't know about sexy about stinky cleats. I played hockey, too, growing up, and there's a hockey smell, too. And so for the hockey people out there, hockey smell when it comes to equipment is up here. So I think soccer is in golden territory over here relative to the hockey smell. I think dog poop, if we're doing, like, power rankings of smells here, I think that's got to be way up high.
Okay. All right. What's more impressive, a slide tackle or a header?
Oh, I like the air game, okay? Look, slide tackle's wonderful, but I love, you know, getting up in the air and heading the ball and that kind of stuff. So I love a good, solid header, especially when it goes in the back of the net.
All right, shin guards or no shin guards?
Do they say stand anymore? Do the kids say stand? So I stand for shin guards, all right? So I know the kids now, they either don't wear them or they wear, like, playing cards as their shin guards and stuff like that. I like having shin guards. I like the protection, and I like it's almost as like an offensive way to use the shin guard in an attacking way against the defenders.
I love it. All right, best soccer stadium snack.
Stadium snack? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a hot dog kind of guy, all right? And yes, I have ketchup and mustard when I have my hot dog. So I'm just going to go with a hot dog thing. So just in general sports sense, I will go for a hot dog when I'm at the stadium.
With ketchup. Wow, that's
ketchup
bold.
And mustard, yeah.
That's bold. All right, so tell us all about where people can catch the games on Fox. How many games? Where are we going to see?
It's Fox, 104 games. All right, it's just going to be basically a constant buffet, a daily buffet of soccer. And we know people are going to come into the tent and out of the tent, but the reality is I'm going to be there the whole time. Fox is going to be there the whole time, giving you your daily dose of soccer. And it's like, you know, one of our great leaders in the past when it came to Fox used to call it as a marathon, all right? It's not a sprint. And it is a marathon. It is the best marathon in the world. I cannot wait. It's going to be fun. As we said, it's going to go up and down. And there's going to be twists and turns and all sorts of narratives, both on and off the field. So it's going to be a fun summer, not just to celebrate the sport, but I think through the sport, like I said, to celebrate the country.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alexi. All right, check out all the action from June 11th, July 19th, all 104 matches, like he said, live across Fox and FS1. Catch every match live streaming on Fox One and the Fox Sports app, of course, as well. And we'll be right back.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. We've got some winds that are going to be returning. You know, we had some gusty winds yesterday, but those wind advisories were allowed to expire. So increasing winds and temperatures kind of up a little bit today, more so as we get to the weekend. Those winds really will be the story as we get into tomorrow. Right now, slight offshore flow, nothing gusty at all right now. That's going to help warm us up to a couple of degrees from where we were yesterday, but mostly in the 70s. And we're talking about some very pleasant conditions. We have a trough of low pressure here. That's going to move off to the east. Another one behind it's going to kick up the winds. And you can kind of tell with the temperature trend here in Ontario, 77 today. So bump up from yesterday. And then we'll bring it down slightly as that wind comes in from the north and northwest. So this is a slightly cooler sea breeze. And then that ridge of high pressure will strengthen. We'll get more of an offshore flow. And that Santa Ana wind will bring us some warming conditions from Friday into the upcoming weekend on Sunday. And then Monday back down with a chance for some light showers early next week. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Turning now to the latest headlines from war in the Middle East. Right now, President Trump meeting with German Chancellor in the Oval Office in a rare move. He did take some questions from reporters in the Oval Office. In fact, we were covering that at the top of the show.
It was really interesting. And Coco, you have more on the latest developments coming out of the region.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been constant here, and it really has impacts here in L.A., of course, because we do have the largest Iranian population outside of Iran here in L.A., so a lot of emotions here, a lot of developments. But back to that top news, this marks the first time the president has met with a world leader in person since the conflict began. The German chancellor says he's on the same page with President Trump to oust the Iranian regime. President Trump says just about every resource has been knocked out in Iran at this point, and another set of Iranian leaders were targeted in new strikes. One reporter asked Trump the worst-case scenario in this war. Here's his response.
I guess the worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen. We don't want that to happen. That would probably be the worst. You go through this and then in 5 years you realize you put somebody in who was no better.
Meanwhile, experts believe the war could impact inflation and slow economic growth worldwide if the war drags on. Oil and natural gas prices jumped and stock markets tumbled today. Another looming question: will the UK get pulled into this conflict? The Prime Minister has repeatedly said the UK will not join the US and Israel in any offensive action. But media reports suggest the UK plans to deploy a British warship to its military base in Cyprus as British interests become increasingly targeted. At the White House today, President Trump spoke about the UK.
I'm not happy with the UK either. That island that you read about, the lease, okay, he made it for whatever reason, he made a lease of the island. Somebody came and took it away from him. And it's taken 3-4 days for us to work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we are very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
Another major development was the news that the son of Iran's supreme leader is alive and in good health. That's according to Iranian media reports. And this is really significant because he's always been seen as a powerful figure in the Iranian system and was expected to take lead as the next supreme leader. President Trump has also said dozens of Iranian leaders have already been killed. A full list of leaders has not been released yet. So we'll, of course, keep track of all of the developments in this case.
Yeah, everything is changing so quickly, minute by minute.
That's
Absolutely.
right. All right, Coco, thank you. All right, we are learning more about the FBI investigation centered on LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. The Los Angeles Times reporting last week's raid at Carvalho's home and office began with a referral from the New York prosecutors probing a failed tech company with an LAUSD contract. The district's AI chatbot project is under scrutiny. Carvalho has not been charged. The school board voted to place him on indefinite leave, naming Andres Chat as the acting superintendent.
A new pop-up combines the best of soul food and Filipino cuisine.
Brooke Thomas live in South LA with a look at Soul Phil.
Yes, the best of the two cultures in such a creative way. It's so cool. And obviously, you would consider yourself the best of two cultures, right?
Yeah, I think what we do here is the perfect blend of the two. I don't think that I'm more or less of one or the other.
Yeah.
I think both of the things shine on the plate.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, and so this Soulfield, tell us about where this idea came from, if it's not obvious to people.
Well, it is, a reflection of both of my heritages, like my mom being from the Philippines, dad being from the South. But, long story short, when I was first cooking around like 18, somebody asked me, like, what would you do if you opened a restaurant? And within like a second, Soulfield just came out of my mouth. It was like a filling, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do, yes.
So it's more like a play on words, like Soulfield is also a play on words, but it's also a filling, you know what I mean? And yeah, ever since then I started conceptualizing, and then we birthed Soulfield in 2021. And we've been running with it ever since.
Did your mom and dad both cook when you were growing up?
Absolutely not. I always was like a foodie kid. Like I was always curious. I was always mixing and mashing things when I was a child, eating all the things. My grandmothers on both sides cooked a lot. So I think that's where I kind of like got the cooking bug.
Okay, so tell us what we have here. The people are going to want to know. This looks really good.
Amazing. So these are like some of our starters. You know, we're going to start, we have the cornbread.
Yes.
Now we're tapping into our kinilaw, which is like a Filipino ceviche, if you will. We're doing a little pickled green tomato on there, some crispy sweet potatoes. We have a hamachi, and instead of like an Asian chili crisp, we make our own in-house blackened spice oil.
Oh, okay.
Might put that in a jar and sell it. You never know. This right here is a really popular item. This is our Patisse fried chicken wings. Patisse is a fish sauce, and it's so bomb. It's umami. It's all the things. We go through so many pounds of chicken. I can't believe it every single week. Same with the lumpia. This is what the viral moment that you tapped in with. This is the gumbo collard green lumpia. We sell so many of these a week. It's like we can't even keep up with the demand. It's so good. It gets served with the spicy suka. The concept behind this was like, you know when you have a pot of collard greens and like you finish it with the vinegar and the chili flake? Filipinos love vinegar too, you know, the acid. So I decided to make like a spicy suka for the lumpia and the dipping sauce.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we only have a couple more seconds. So what is this?
This is my favorite.
Okay.
This is the mustard green salad with the crispy chicken skins, sweet potato leaves, a little bit of watermelon radish, and these are our starters.
Okay, I'm going to take a bite, but I want everybody to know we are here at Maida Market. She is here only until Sunday.
March 8th.
Okay, March 8th. This is a limited pop-up. They are here in this really cool spot until Sunday, and they also do brunch on Saturday and Sunday. So come here from 11 to 10 p.m., right? Come check it out because you only have days left to do so. I'm going to check it out now for you.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm going to have a hard job today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going here first. Yeah.
All right, Brooke, thank you. The Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show is coming to Costa Mesa this week. It opens Thursday at the OC Fair and Event Center and runs through Sunday. You can check out a wide selection of fishing, luxury, performance, and cruising boats, as well as fishing accessories, marine electronics, adventure gear, and travel lodges from prominent retailers on the West Coast. Top name manufacturers will also offer show specials on thousands of items such as fishing rods, reels, tackle, and more. The show is also coming to the Del Mar Fairgrounds later this month, starting on the 19th. Tickets for all shows are available now, and they are free for active duty military with current ID and kids 12 and under.
All right, coming up, as we celebrate National Pancake Day, we'll get some expert advice on how to make the best hot cakes ever. How about that? Look how good that looks. First, though, we're going to check in with Stu on the traffic.
National Pancake Day. Okay. This traffic report brought to us by My Home Sold. We're taking a look at that Hollywood Drive, and take a look at that. That is going to be the 101 freeway right there, and it is moving along very well through the Cahuenga Pass. Now, if you're headed southbound into the Hollywood area, that's these cars right here. A little slow and go, but you're definitely going to feel the pain by the time you get to Vermont, making your way down to the 110. Northbound, though, looking really good through the Hollywood area, up into the valley. If that 101 north is your ride, you got it made. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
All right, did you catch it early this morning? We're talking about the total lunar eclipse, that blood moon or that blood worm moon at the Earth's shadow cast there, kind of that light scattered from the sun, and it turned this sort of orangey red color. If you saw it, that total lunar eclipse visible by the eye or the binoculars. So different from a solar eclipse where you need the special glasses. So this was really nice. Thank you to Tony Batista, who shot that video for us early this morning. So if you were inland, you didn't have the cloud cover and you were able to see it. But if you were closer to the coast, we did have some of those clouds that was impeding the view of that lunar eclipse. By the way, there's another one. The next one is December 31st, 2028. So if you missed that one, you got a couple years to plan it ahead. So it'll be nice as we get into New Year's Eve. Can you imagine that? That lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse. 2 to 4 foot sets if you are headed to the beach for Ventura County, LA County beaches, a little smaller in Orange County and San Diego. 68 degrees to 70 on Thursday. This weekend staying dry, I think. We've got the LA Marathon on Sunday morning, so you want to adjust your plans just to accommodate the path of the runners. And of course, we've got daylight saving this weekend beginning. So Saturday night before you go to bed, you want to set your clocks forward an hour. So this is the weekend where we lose that extra hour of sleep. 82 for the valleys in the Inland Empire. We'll cool it down a little bit as we get into Thursday, as those winds get a little stronger from the northwest, and then they'll quickly shift out of the northeast. That will help to warm us up as we get to the better part of this weekend. 72 in the high desert to 62 on Thursday with that cooler air mass moving in from the northwest. And then the Coachella Valley, 86 degrees today and tomorrow, cooling down slightly for Thursday, Friday, and then back up, as you can see, Saturday and Sunday into Monday with that 10% chance for some showers. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Maria, thank you. Today is National Pancake Day, and one of Southern California's favorite places is serving up a deal that's hard to beat.
That's right. We are talking $1 hotcake stacks at Norm's Restaurants. Corporate Development Chef Chris Daly here with us to show us how it's done. Yep. Wow, quite the spread, Chris. Thank you for coming in.
No and what a deal you're offering up, right?
Yes, yeah, $1 stack of hotcakes for our Norm's Rewards members all day today from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And if they're not signed up, they can sign up for it today and go in and take the deal.
That's all day.
All day,
wow.
11 p.m.
Okay. And I love how there's so many different options.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Sure. So the hotcakes are included today for $1, and then for an additional charge, we can do strawberries. We can do strawberries and cheesecake topping. Chocolate chip is a really popular one. We have a birthday cake topper right there, and an apple cinnamon over here also. So they can add any of those for an additional charge.
So is this frosting on the birthday cake?
Yes, vanilla frosting, confetti sprinkles, and then if they would like, we can light the candle and sing to them also.
Of course, it's a must. I hadn't seen this though. The strawberry has the cream cheese, you said, batter?
Cheesecake batter.
Oh, cheesecake. That's
batter,
yeah.
So
that's
you can add that to the strawberries or to the blueberries also.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
okay, obviously, and then you have the regular breakfast stuff as well.
Correct, yes, as a lunch and dinner menu also.
All right, so you came as a guest, but you're putting us to work.
Yes,
so
exactly.
What are we doing here?
How do you flip it perfectly?
Well, there's a couple keys, tricks to it.
Here, you want to stand here?
Sure, I'd love to.
Show us how it's
You
done.
want to make sure you get under the center quickly, so you get it under far enough. There you go, and then you want to flip and commit to the flip. Don't change your mind halfway through.
Wait, that wasn't a flip. You just turned it over.
You want to flip it in the air?
I want to see.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Let's see. Wait. How do you? It's almost off.
Let me try.
Hold on.
Let me try. Commit to the flip. That should be like a T-shirt logo for you guys, right?
Yeah, I'll bring that up to marketing.
Hold on.
Okay, it's harder than this. One motion. She already messed it up.
Wait, what do you mean?
Right,
show me. What do you mean?
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
That's my style. Oh my gosh. See? Am I hired?
No,
not so much.
Well, let the professionals do it. But
I was just thinking back, there's the Norms on PCH, and I was telling you, I remember in high school when we would stay up late and study, and it was a 24-hour one. That was the place to be.
Yes, we get that a lot. Different locations, people going in there after work, after school.
Good coffee, endless mugs.
Yep.
I love that. I like that old diner feel.
Yeah,
it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have that.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, all right. So
So 7 a.m. It started already, obviously, until 11 o'clock tonight. Go there, dine in only though, so that's the key. You can't do like, hey, takeout, right?
You got to be a rewards member too.
Right.
So sign up for that. And what a good deal. I love it. And I love breakfast for dinner.
Yes.
Why
yeah,
not?
all day long you
right?
can get them. Yeah, exactly.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks so much.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much.
We'll see you next time.
All right, we'll be right back. Here,
Who wants to eat my...
Here, practice flipping. All right, you got to go one, under, and then...
Breaking news out of Washington, D.C. State Department saying that it is preparing military and charter flights for Americans who want to leave the Middle East.
President Trump explaining why the war with Iran unfolded so quickly, denying we were pushed by Israel.
The big scale heading goes now. They no longer have air protection. They no longer have any detection facilities at all left. And so they're gonna be in for a lot of hurt. These are bad people. These are people that killed. I guess it's 35,000. It's coming out 35,000 over the last 3 weeks. Protesters, 35,000 violent.